Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend D.G. Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
no evil shall escape my sight,
but those who worship evil's might.
Beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me as always, Master of the Core, it is.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And today we're going to take you on another time travel journey. Not to the 30th century. Not to 1969. This time we take you to the 853rd century.
Yeah, my head hurts already.
Yeah, we'll get there. Even Kyle Rayner called that. I was like, man, time travel's getting to be a thing now.
Any Green Lantern? Well, we've got Green Lantern Beware My Power is out now. As
yes,
of today.
We're recording it the day it comes out. So, yes, next week, kids, we'll tell you this at the end. But, yes, along with our issues, we're going to cover, Green Lantern Beware Our Power with special guest, Miss Lilith Hellfire. So, you do not want to miss that. So I figure, she's our official, unofficial, backup since we've, since Kona hasn't been here in a while,
Yeah.
Yeah. Lilith is like the rotating in and out number 3 so, until Kona's back. And even when Kona comes back, I mean, Lilith can come back whenever she wants. But I ain't going to tell her now.
I'm out, man.
Exactly. Oh, you don't want to know the things I've done.
Nice.
But San Diego Comic-Con was this past weekend.
Yes, big deal. I'm annoyed with all the people that got to go. No, I'm not.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's starting because I saw on just like an hour or two ago, Mark Wade says, "Yep." He's like, "I knew it was going to happen. I was double vaxxed and everything, but I guess Mark Wade got COVID." Yeah.
Yep. It's unfortunate. It's part of the world in which we live, right?
Yep. But yeah, I knew something was going to happen with all those people packed in.
Yeah,
because it's pretty much sounded like business as usual. I mean, there's probably masks involved, but it sounded like it was pretty much business as usual. Because Friday night, me, Lilith, and Charlie talked to Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. Right from Comic-Con. So it was like it was like 8:00 Eastern our time. So they were just coming off the floor. They're just because they were a couple minutes late. They're like, "Oh hey, Jackson." Emailed me. He's like, "We got to go do an editorial meeting first, then we'll be right there." I was like, "Oh, they're giving him the warning, don't spill the beans to those guys on that show."
That's right.
But yeah,
well, I had several friends go, so I'll keep my fingers crossed that they're all still healthy and hale and hearty.
Yeah, but it sounded like a good time.
Mm-hmm. Lots of cool, lots of Marvel movie stuff.
I was going to say Marvel announced most of their stuff through 2025. So yeah.
Was there any? Well, this might be a spoiler, might not. Dark Crisis is now officially renamed Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yes, I think that was like the big announcement for it's not Dark Crisis, it's Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths.
It's a direct sequel. Wait, you mean like 0 Hour was a direct sequel, and Final Crisis and Infinite Crisis and Identity Crisis?
Why wonder if they do that? One, I'm sure they threw that on there for sales, but two, it's like, is this gonna be the grand one where it's like, hey, we're gonna undo everything that's happened since Crisis? Well, most
of it. I mean,
we'll keep like Superman's marriage and his kid,
Yeah, some of the stuff that we're currently publishing. Yeah, no. I don't know. But was there any Green Lantern news at all?
I don't think so.
I was watching the feed and I didn't necessarily see anything.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel dominated the news, but I did see that I guess Jim Lee confirmed that they're out of the Zack Snyder business.
Mm-hmm.
So, hallelujah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they loved it, great. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry they're not going to get any more of it, but it's not what I wanted, and
Yeah.
I'm happy that I'm going to be hopefully getting something that I want now.
But meanwhile, we're still getting an Aquaman 2 that spun out of that, and
Mm-hmm. Let's see, Green Lantern, Beware My Power. Oh, we just talked about that.
I was gonna say Green Lantern Beware My Power is probably gonna be the big thing today.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I can see from San Diego, at least from the quick Google search. So, I personally like some information about, a new ongoing title, maybe just a little bit.
I know, exactly. I can't believe,
And I can't believe, and no announcements about the HBO show.
Nope. Nada.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be coming in 2023, but yeah, nothing. Oh, hey, Harley Quinn starts this week, season 3.
That is the funniest freaking show. I
think just like they do with Young Justice, I believe they're dropping the first 3 episodes on Thursday. So
Stacey and I may have to rewatch the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's been a while, but
it has been a while. Yeah, it's pretty darn funny. That could definitely be worth a rewatch.
Definitely. What else was Oh, did we talk about it? I know I talked about it elsewhere, but was it last week we lost Alan Grant?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw that on the news. I don't think we did talk about it, no.
Yeah, not here now.
Yeah, because he wrote Detective for quite a while.
Detective and Batman. Yeah, I mean, I love that era. That's like kind of like when I came in the comics.
That was late 80s, early 90s, right?
Yep.
Batman, my favorite character.
Also, yeah, he was a British creator. So, 2000 AD, a lot of the, where a lot of the British creators kind of got their start. But he was kind of a regular contributor over there, from what I understand. Not at all an expert on his career, but it was a long career, and he did some good work.
And that team is gone now, because in the minute you mentioned Alan Grant, I always thought Batman and Norm Brayfogle.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we lost Norm Brayfogle. What, 4, 5, 6 years? It's been quite a while ago.
It was a few years, I believe. Yeah, so that team's gone.
Yep, unfortunately, but we have the work that they left behind.
I hate getting old, Will. All your childhood heroes start dying.
I mean, it's been a pretty rough year. Pretty rough year. Neil Adams.
Yeah. Meanwhile, did you see? Speaking of Space Cowboys, like Hal Jordan, did you see? I guess William Shatner made some kind of was it at Comic-Con? But it was somewhere recently. Shatner made a comment about how Gene Roddenberry wouldn't approve of like current Star Trek.
I think I heard that, and I was like, why not? It's like totally. It's like classic Trek with way better production values. I mean,
it's like Strange New Worlds is like half his characters. It's like, how do you not?
Yeah, and that was a bit of a gut punch in episode 9. With spoilers, people, in case you don't want to know.
It's been a few.
Stop listening now. But yeah, that with Hemmer, that was a gut punch. I wasn't expecting that. And the Gorn are terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Which actually, in my mind, serves to kind of, Kirk beat one of those by himself, hand to hand. Kirk's pretty awesome, right? Oh, that was something that actually I was discussing with a friend at the office. I like that actor. But he just didn't give me Kirk vibes. He just doesn't seem
from
like
Strange New
Kirk.
Worlds. Yeah, you know what? I've heard that from a few people. Charlie was saying that too. Yeah,
and it's because we were at the point basically in that that was a Kirk episode that we were kind of jumped into, right? So it's from the original series. Shatner was he wasn't a tiny dude. He was,
Yeah.
For the time, he was somewhat buff. So the actor playing him just seemed.
The girdle says otherwise, but okay, go ahead, keep going. Yeah,
it didn't seem to have that physicality to him. I mean, he looked a little thin and a little. I don't know. I didn't.
Unless they run him through the gym or something. And again, maybe personality wise, physicality wise, maybe they're going for, hey, this is a different Kirk, this is a different timeline.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It was just. It's a great episode. But that was this is nitpicking. I mean, this is totally nitpicking because it was a great episode. That was just one part of the episode that kind of tripped me a little bit, and knocked me out of it.
Yeah. And I love the part. Okay, kids, more spoilers, but I love when old Pike comes back and he's like, you gotta, you're gonna change your destiny, you're gonna alter everything. He's like, the Klingons just wanted to come back and stab you.
Yeah, but I wanted to. Nice.
Well, of course, old Pike doesn't want him to stab young Pike.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, when your only tool is a batleth, everything looks like every problem is the solution is a stab.
If all you have is a batleth, everything looks like I'm trying to think of a Klingon word. Everything looks like a I don't know enough Klingon.
A tribble? Everything looks like a tribble.
Oh, damn tribbles!
The bulls down the gob.
Love you, Ray.
Yeah.
All right, so should we get to these issues? We got 5 tonight, 4 of them. Grant Morrison, so we might need some time to
decompress. So what are we talking about tonight, Phil?
Well, we have DC 1 million, the miniseries 1 through 4, and then somewhere in there is Green Lantern 1 million.
I did check the reading order, and it looked like Green Lantern 1 million fell between numbers 2 and 3.
That's where I was going to put it, because I was saying, like, on the app, they have it after issue 1. And then, I think I saw it between 2 and 3. But also I saw a list that put it between 3 and 4. But the way I figure, as long as you put it between 1 and 4, I think it works.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
Especially with the time travel. Yeah, it's.
Yeah. And I can't remember which. I'll look up that reading order so I can give them credit because it was very useful.
But I figured, too, it's like, since 2 and 3 don't have, like, Kyle really, maybe putting it between 2 and 3 will like even it out. But yeah, again, it's like I think as long as you throw it between 1 and 4, it works.
Let's see, is this the one I used? Yeah, I used the one called the Comic Book Treasury DC 1 million reading order, and it lists all of them. And hey, there's an omnibus out there, people.
Oh, yeah, the 1 million omnibus, yeah.
How many? Oh, my God.
I'm pretty sure every DC title that month got at least...
That's a lot of issues in a single omnibus. Oh, my God. Okay. It starts out with Kronos 1 million, JLA 23, then DC 1 million 1, and then a bunch of stuff. DC 1 million 2, then Impulse, Superman, Superboy, and then Green Detective, Green Lantern, Starman, JLA, and then DC 1 million number 3 is the way they have it listed there.
Yeah. But yeah, kids, basically every book, like we said, what was that last week? Even Green Arrow got one, and that was that kid's last day. That was Connor's last issue.
Which is really meta because hey, it's gonna be published except that was the last issue.
Yeah, that's weird. It's 137, and then a million months later, we'll get the last issue.
And but there's a publishing gap there a little bit,
Although, I mean, if you look at time, so Oliver Queen had all his, yeah. Well, I think wasn't the gag in all of them. It was like, this is what comic books looked like back in 1998.
Yeah, exactly. We are in the present of 1998.
All right, so should we jump into these? So, all right, so 1 and 2, Green Lantern, and then 3 and 4.
That's it, man. Let's do it.
All right. All right, so DC 1 Million, Volume 1, Number 1, November 1998. Riders on the Storm. And, of course, it could only be writer Grant Morrison. Penciler Val Semix. Inker Prentice Rollins. Colorists Pat Gary and Digital Chameleon. Letterer Ken Lopez. And editors Dan Raspler and Tony Bedard. To celebrate the return of Superman to the 853rd century. Yes, you heard that right, kids. I love when Superman hears all this. He's like, "I'm still alive."
That's a long time.
Although, as we'll see later, there's a scene with the Linear Men where they're like, "Wait a minute, Superman's alive in the 853rd century, but meanwhile, supposedly he gets killed in the 21st century by Gog."
How's that work?
Yeah. So, yeah, celebrate the return of Superman to the 853rd century. The Justice Legion Alpha has come back in time to switch places with the Justice League of America, so the original heroes can participate in gladiatorial exhibition games during the festivities. Meanwhile, Vandal Savage captures the Titans and places them inside radioactive rocket red war suits. Drugs must have been good.
Yeah.
Our man sends the original Justice League into the future, but before he can bring them back, his systems crash and a virus spreads from him, infecting all people and machines. Shortly thereafter, Montevideo is destroyed by an atomic bomb.
That's day 3, I believe, right?
Did you get all that, kids?
And that's the first page.
I know. Oh my god! I swear this issue was the longest out of all of them. Just
it was, yeah, it was like 40 pages, I think, wasn't it? It was,
and it was wordy. Let me explain the 853rd century to you. Yes, because we didn't cover it, but yes, kids, I remember this. They mentioned it. I believe they show up on the last page of JLA 23. I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So it spins right out of there.
Which, of course, was also written by Grant Morrison.
Oh, of course. Yes, at that time, yeah. But yeah, we had a ton of characters in here. I mean, Big Barda, Steel, Huntress.
Zariel, the angel.
Yeah, Zariel. Yeah. I love the Battle of the Petty Batmen. It's like, I don't want to go to the future. Go, guess what? Your spirit's going.
You're going, sucker.
I think he basically has like I don't know if it's like a clone body or something waiting for Batman at the other end, because I read all those Batman issues. Yeah. And what was it? He's like, "Oh, I'm knocking you out with some move learned from like a telepathic squid or something."
Yeah,
it's
telepathic squid from the planet so and so. It's he said it's a telepathic force, also a physical force.
Yes.
And I was like, whoa, wait, hang on.
That's the only way you take down Bat-God.
Right.
That's be telepathic and physical in a move that hasn't been invented for over 800 centuries yet.
That's right.
Batman, my favorite character.
It's the only way you're overpowering Batman.
You know, we do what we can, right?
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god, what about that scene when they're leaving from was it Mount Rush? Was it Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, I think it's Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. I was about to say Grand Canyon, but no, Mount Rushmore, and just Wally and Kyle, just Wally's like, Uranus. And all I get is flashbacks of us, you, me, and Kona covering Quasar number 2.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Uranus.
Sweet. We really are just still 12 years old. Right?
Oh, there's new episodes of that coming to Paramount Plus, kids.
Yeah, that there was a movie, wasn't there? Like,
yeah, did you watch that?
I've not seen it.
Oh my god, it's so good. Yeah, there's like these two alternate Beavis and Butthead from an alternate universe show up. They look like the Watcher.
Oh,
they got the bald heads and they're kind of dressed like that, but it's like, anytime regular Beavis and Butthead are saying stuff about butts and stuff, they're like, oh yes, humor, very very jocular. Yes.
Nice.
But there is a side between that, and there's another sci-fi bent that explains, why Beavis and Butthead haven't aged since the 90s. So,
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah.
Very cool.
But yes, like you said, all this is reprinted in JLA 1 million trade paperback and in the DC 1 million omnibus.
And I'm actually going to count. I'm working on counting the issues that are in that omnibus.
Oh, and they show Valhalla Cemetery, and we see the graves of Oliver Queen, Barry Allen, and Hal Jordan.
Huh. Interesting.
I know. And all these gentlemen stayed dead forever, huh?
That's right. Absolutely.
And then this came right before Devin Grayson rebooted the Titans. Yeah, all those Titans. Well, the 3 of the 4 people we saw joined that team, but Supergirl declines because it was Arsenal, Roy Harper,
Jesse Quick. Well, no, Jesse Quick. Did she join? No, I think.
Yeah. She did. Yeah. Then Tempest, Aqualad, whatever you want to call them, and Supergirl. And Supergirl's the only one who didn't join that team.
Nice.
I love they're like, which one of them was like, oh, should we have called Dick? I'm like, yes.
Yeah. He is important. You should call him.
Better than Batman. You should need someone to punch a caveman in the face. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the list, William. It's
long.
That's what she said. No, I'm saying it's like everything. I think they published that month because even Young Heroes in Love got Hitman. Young Heroes in Love. Yeah, this is your sneak peek at 1998, kids. Resurrection Man.
Oh yeah, that's another. Yeah, I'm traveling back to the 90s, man.
Of course, Superboy, Creeper. Of course, we say Green Arrow, Legionaries, Lilith. Pay attention, Azrael. Power of Shazam, Young Justice, Catwoman, Starman, of course. Of course, every Bat book then got him 1 million. Every Superman book got a 1 million.
Most of them definitely did not make it.
Lobo. What's the one? Oh, Chase 1 million. Oh boy. All right. So, anything else on this issue 1, or should we get to issue 2?
No, I think that's it. It was dense, and it was 40 pages of dense.
Lots of setup.
Yeah, I mean, it started with day 3, and the nuking of Montevideo, and then we jumped back to days 1 and 2. Yeah, it was nuts.
And yes, a lot of there's future versions of all the Justice League members. And not from the 853rd century, but the 27th, John Fox, the Flash, who
went there.
Well, they kind of showed in the Flash book not too long before this. It's like, basically by the 27th century, there wasn't a lot of crime fighting to do.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right. Oh yeah, and then of course, I love how they work it in. Was it in the Green Lantern issue? But I love how they work it in, where it's like, well, of course, there's no Green Lantern in the 853rd century, because Kyle's
there wasn't one in the 30th.
Yeah, I found out by the 30th there is no Green Lanterns. The ring's missing, so of course. So I wonder if that was just a happy accident, or if Ron Mars kind of knew what Grant Morrison was doing, because we kind of see what happens to that ring by the end of this.
Yeah, there's so much time in between,
Yeah.
There's 1,000 years between the 30th century and when, Mars was writing it. So it was probably a safe bet. We're just there's only ever going to be one Green Lantern anymore. And that'll last until 2005.
And I love when the JLA's getting sent to the future. Aquaman even calls out. He goes, "Is this the real future or one of those possible futures?"
And we don't know.
Well, seeing as how we have a Green Lantern Corps back, I would say it's a possible. It was a possible future. Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's a cool trick that they use because it involves time travel and the Martian Manhunter.
Yes.
Which I think is cool. So.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, this is a possible future. Well, come on, you know how many crises are going to come between the late 20th century and the 853rd century? Yeah, we already had how.
It's almost like they have one a year.
Almost, yeah. That damn multiverse is so fragile.
Absolutely.
All right. So yeah, we'll jump to DC Million number 2, November 1998. Oh yeah, was this? Oh yeah, this was weekly, wasn't it? Yeah, because I think
it was.
Yeah, because all the 1 million books happened in 1 month. So yeah. So this was weekly. The day after tomorrow. I think I've heard that title somewhere before. Yeah, I think it's the same team. The day after tomorrow. The Hour Man virus has spread around the world, causing everyone to become increasingly more paranoid. What's this virus called? 2022?
It's COVID. Sorry.
I know, man. I mean, did you read this in 1998? I mean, didn't this whole virus thing seem so far fetched?
So far fetched. A global pandemic? What?
1998. Oh yeah, 1998. My 20-year-old self was like, "Oh, this is so ridiculous." The Iron Man virus has spread around the world, causing everyone to become increasingly more paranoid. The Atom enters Oracle's bloodstream to investigate the virus. With the Justice Legion Alpha trapped in the past and the Justice League of America trapped in the 853rd century, Steel attempts to build a time machine. Vandal Savage proclaims to the world that he intends to destroy Washington, D.C. with one of his rocket red war suits, but the virus altered its course and sent it to Montevideo instead. Savage announces that he will destroy 3 more major cities around the world. And you knew everything is back to issue 1. You knew everything was going to go wrong the minute they're, like, oh, what if something happens while we're gone? Oh, we're only going to be gone for moments.
It'll just be seconds. Wait, they just left and the worm's already. What? I can't believe, what was it? The Incredibles, Mr. I just cleaned this place up.
So, what you think, William?
It's dense. It's very much a typical.
You know what I thought? I thought it's very dense. It's very timey-wimey, but like, I would say maybe I'm just judging on what comes later, but I think it's almost kind of tame for Grant Morrison.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he likes to throw things in like, from the 77th century, or throw things.
Oh yeah. He's always like that. But I'm like, even the earlier JLA Rocket of Ages, even like that Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, that Green Lantern Hal Jordan series. I mean, I think that's way more twist your brain than this is.
Yeah, I think I mean, this is. They get. Yes, really crazy with Final Crisis and definitely the Green Lantern season 1 and season 2. But this is. But you have to remember this was 30 years ago too. Well,
you know what broke their brain?
What?
They tried when they were writing Batman. They tried to take every Batman story, even all that Silver Age stuff, and make it all count, even if it was an hallucination, if Batman was hallucinating half of it, or tried to make it all count. And I think that's what broke their brain.
Gotcha.
Plus, he brought Damian in the continuity.
That is true, too. That is true. But, and Damian has been, something of a kind of a favorite character for a lot of people now, because he's been. When did he bring him back? That would have been
when they bring Damien.
15 years ago or so.
I'd say so, because I think it was around probably 2006, 2007, something like that. Like, yeah. So it's been. Let me see. Because I have an idea roundabout. But yeah, that's got to be in the ballpark. Let me see. Is this the first issue? I'm trying to find Grant's first issue. I believe Batman 655 is Grant's first issue. It's September 2006.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Let me speed through this real quick. But yeah, I think that's when they reveal Damien. Either that or an issue or two after that. But yeah, it's either like late 2006, early 2007. So
wow.
And it's like, wait a minute, that was supposed to be a one-off story. How did Batman give it to Talia, in regular continuity? She drugged him.
Whatever, right?
Yeah. All right, so anything else on issue 2? Again, it was like, we're in the crisis mode.
Yeah, I mean, and it was because they didn't really even deal with the JLA.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, no.
All.
Because I guess like they were counting on all the regular series that cover all that, and then towards the end of this, yeah.
And there's some big things that happen.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of Green Lantern, that's continued in Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Which we don't necessarily get because we're jumping right to number 3s and number 4 of the series. So yeah, but we don't have that kind of time to do all these issues.
That's what I was gonna say. If we could have covered all of every issue, but that would have taken probably a month.
Yeah, probably a month, and
at least a month.
That's okay. We'll hit the highlights.
Will's like, I want to get to the Rebirth someday.
Get the Rebirth someday. That's right.
All right, I believe early next year.
Absolutely.
Early next year, Will. Oh my God, I cannot wait for the streamers and party balloons on your end when we get the Rebirth.
Yay!
He punched Batman. Sorry, Ray.
Who did he punch?
Batman, my favorite character.
He asked for it, Ray.
Nice.
All right, should we get to the Green Lantern issue? Should we get to our boy?
Let's get to our boy.
All right, so yes, here's the tie-in. Green Lantern 1 million, November 1998. Star-crossed. Written by friend of the show, Mr. Ron Mars.
This is Ron Mars. You
That's
are
right.
listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Penciler Brian Hitch. Not one of our usual rotation of artists here, but still a good artist.
Oh, awesome artist. The Authority.
Mm-hmm.
He did, and he was the artist for Mark Wade.
Yeah, I was going to
JLA.
say I think he's done at least 2 runs on Justice League. Yeah,
and did probably one of my favorite JLA stories. I mean, I love, Rock of Ages. The first one is great with Grant Morrison, but JLA Heaven's Ladder is.
That's good. Yeah,
pretty freaking awesome.
Oh, that whole Wade, most of that, those first couple of Wade arcs are awesome.
Oh, the Adam Strange one. So I love me some Adam Strange.
I mean, did he do Tower of Babel?
Yep, that's a good one. Then but that does get into the Batman is paranoid and he's going to has a plan for everybody, which.
Well, that's late 90s, early 2000s. Well,
I know.
Well, that's 1990s till present. Well,
exactly. Touche.
Anchors Paul Neary and Andy Lanning. Paul, is that the same Paul Neary who did some Grunwald's Captain America?
I think so. Over he was also known to ink over Alan Davis, who's an awesome artist.
Yeah.
Excalibur.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, there's some pretty big names for this for this tie.
Yeah, and Andy Lanning was part of the Abnett and Lanning writing team that did the Legion, that also did a certain last sheriff in the Marvel cosmos known as Nova.
Yes.
And Guardians of the Galaxy, which was later adapted by somebody who's got a film coming out pretty soon.
Colorist Rob Schwager, letterer Chris Iliopoulos, and editors Kevin Doley and Chuck Kim. All right, here we go. That's what you came for, kids. Kyle Rayner is in the 853rd century and aboard Starman's Space Citadel, a giant star-shaped spaceship, as you do. As part of the celebration of Superman's return, Green Lantern will race a creature called the Mock Turtle, as in MACH. I see you, Ron Mars.
Maybe Buried Alien runs the Mock Turtle. I don't know. That is a deep nerd Quasar joke there, people. Just let it go.
Quasar 17, kids. Halfway through the race, the power goes out and Cal flies through the ship to the command deck, where he intercepts a message from Starman to Solaris, revealing a plot between the two to betray and entrap the Justice League. Solaris knocks out Cal, sending him plummeting to the surface of the planet Mars.
Nice.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We haven't even mentioned Solaris yet, the evil sentient sun.
Yes.
And
he has lots of the computational sun. I can't remember what else they call it. He's got some really interesting names.
And the timey-wiminess of that, we're going to get there in a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we are.
But no, I mean, for tie-in, I mean, it was a pretty entertaining issue.
Mm-hmm.
I love how like all Starman's like all those like alien creatures he fights escapes from whatever cells he has him in, a cow just like bubbles them all up at once.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Quasar. That's the Quasar game plan.
Exactly, man. Bubble them up.
But yeah, the art on this issue was awesome. I mean, Brian Hitch is
yeah,
super awesome. And then as part of a crossover, it was a pretty decent story.
Yeah, because sometimes with a crossover issue, they're just like, just give it whoever. But yeah, man, there's, like I said, there's some good names on this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So let me see. No other notes. Yeah, anything else on this one?
No, I thought the weird redesign of the costume was kind of weird, but
I know. He's like, oh, just in case I get,
he won't recognize me. Really? Okay, whatever, dude. Let's go with it, because it totally didn't work.
I know. I'm like, we couldn't go with something that maybe would blend in with space a little more.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because there was like more white in that costume. Like, really?
Yeah, it was. And it had all those Green Lantern symbols. Anyway, whatever.
I know. I'm like, did you have to put more Green Lantern symbols on? Or was that just like Ron Mars letting Brian Hitch have some fun? He's like, hey, give me your version of a Green Lantern costume. Yeah, again, it was just a lot of, having to deal with it, everything going on in that space station. And again, big piece of the puzzle. It's like, hey, Starman's the traitor.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the Justice Legion.
Justice Legion A.
Yep.
Which is Alpha, right? Justice Legion Alpha.
Get it? Justice as in Justice League. Legion as in Legion of Superheroes.
And they're the Alpha team. Because in the Attack, like what in...
Oh, yeah, they show there's like a ton of superheroes in the 800.
They just get, hundreds of people just gone. He just nuked them all.
I know. He throws that out casually in that last issue. Like, oh, yeah, all these, a couple dozen dead. It's like... No, but I like that cover. I mean, is that some of that like generated?
Hitch has got a really, really clean and I don't know, naturalistic, or I don't know how to describe it, but it's just a really super clean and nice style. I mean, it just looks really, really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, it's not photorealistic, and it's
Mhm.
not like it's like skirts the line between like comic book art and
Mhm.
like realist.
Mhm. It was but he's had a really he's done work on so many things.
Oh yeah,
Probably my favorite would be when he was working on the Authority and the Stormwatch and the Authority,
Yeah.
back in the day.
but yeah,
Good.
man, people love his art.
Yeah, and his Justice League stuff was great too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what he's doing now.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the last thing I. I'm trying to remember. Was it? COVID always messes with my timeline, but
Wasn't he coming back to the Justice League? Maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe again, just like Green Lantern, there's no current
Yeah.
Justice League book right now, so.
Oh, because they're dead.
Yeah, I know. You're just getting those one shots, World Without a Justice League one shots, which Green Lantern will be next, but yeah, I think we gotta wait till next month. Which I say next month, it's next week, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
Good
month.
point.
But what was I saying? I'm an old man.
I don't know. We were trying to think what Hitch was working on now, but
Oh yeah. He did he was doing a Batman 12-issue series.
oh, that's right. That was
yeah.
a couple years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a murder mystery thing. I liked it. Yeah, it was pretty. Oh, the Batman's Grave.
Yes, that was good.
Ray's favorite title.
Batman, my favorite character.
Oh, by the way, I counted them up. Take a guess how many issues are in the DC 1 million omnibus.
So they're all in the omnibus, right?
Yeah. It also adds in Superman, Batman numbers 79 and 80.
Okay.
I don't know why those are in there, but
40?
Very close, sir.
Ooh.
43.
Oh,
very nice. I would not have got that.
That was a stab in the dark. I was just like, let me think. How many books was DC putting out in 1998?
So the 4 issues of DC 1 million. So 39. So 38 titles have 1 million number issues.
Yeah.
And then you have the DC 1 million 80-page giant, Booster Gold. Oh, wait, sorry. Maybe not quite that many. Superman, Batman don't count because they don't have a 1 million issue. 80-page giant doesn't count. And then DC 1 millions 1 through 4, so that's 6. So 37, looks like 37 monthly issues each had a 1 million issue. That is a lot of issues.
DC put 37 monthly issues. I swear these days it seems like it's at least twice that.
Yeah, no kidding. But there was a Nightwing 1 million. Surely someone else that's currently on this podcast would know about that.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I meant to dig up the issue number, but yeah, you have to scroll down as it was a while ago, kids. But Kristen and I did cover Nightwing 1 million, and it continues in the Detective Comics 1 million over on Nightwing News. So
nice.
You can find that over there. Yeah, because what kind of Dick Grayson and Tim Drake kind of meet that future Batman.
Oh, it's been so long. I barely remember that.
Yeah, it kind of helped that. Yeah, like I said, me and Kristen did it. But yeah, like as crazy as it was before, Firefly gets infected with that Hour Man virus and just like trying to burn down Gotham.
Nice.
People are going crazy in Gotham, Will. Can you believe it?
This is my shocked face.
All right, so should we get to number 3?
Number 3, let's do it.
All right, so yeah, we'll jump back into DC 1 million. What's been going on back in the 20th century? Oh my God, did that make you feel old when they're just like, oh, the 20th century, the 20th century?
Yes, I'm old.
Me too.
But it's Grant Morrison goes hard with Vandal Savage, I have to say.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, DC 1 million number 3. Yeah, again, November 1990. Yeah, all this is November 1998, kids. All right, not to give it away, but the title, Solaris Rising.
What?
Who could have seen that coming? The Atom, the Atom figures out how to neutralize the Hourman virus, but it will take too long to manufacture and distribute the antidote. So the Justice Legion Alpha continues to focus its efforts on building Solaris. Yes, kids, to defeat Solaris, we must build Solaris.
My head hurts.
If you build him, he will come.
And then terrorize the universe for 853 centuries.
Well, otherwise, we ain't getting there if we don't build him, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. But then if they don't build him and that timeline doesn't come to pass, then they couldn't have traveled back in time to infect them so that they could. My brain's going to explode now. Sorry. It's the grandfather paradox.
Grant Morrison.
Yes.
I'm having trouble focusing on this story. Grant Morrison.
Or wait, I've heard it called the bootstrap paradox as well. Like in a Doctor
Morrison.
Who episode.
Oh yeah. Should be the Grant Morrison paradox. Starman admits to Batman that he intended to bury the kryptonite on Mars so Solaris would be able to use it in the future to kill Superman Prime. Batman decides to give Starman a second chance after he beats the crap out of him for a while.
Yeah. They call this the Night Legacy or Night.
Yeah.
There's some special name for it, right?
I think, because all those Starmen are named Knight. Yeah, last name Knight, yeah. Oh my God, because Cal met the present day Starman, because even wasn't in his issue, he was just like, oh man, he's like, am I gonna have to tell him that his descendant's a traitor?
Yeah, because that was in an earlier. He showed up with Kyle, and they were talking about like early 20th century illustrators or something. Yeah. Well, I know they were talking at Hal Jordan's funeral. That's what it was. Yep.
Yeah. And it's like, no. He didn't sell us out to some bad guys. He sold out the entire human race, kid.
Exactly.
Well, he sold out the universe. So,
but he didn't say no take backsies, so it's okay because he takes it back.
I love how future Batman beats on him for a while. Then he's like, "Yeah, go ahead, prove yourself."
There you go.
Oh, because they needed a power source for Solaris. Yeah. They're like, that thing of yours, yeah. Since all his rocket red warsuits have been sabotaged, Vandal Savage launches a last-ditch offensive with his Blitz engine tanks. Martian Manhunter and the Titans are able to defeat him, but Savage escapes.
Oh, and there's a really great page in there where he's limping off toward, I think, the Sphinx, and like, I have forever.
Exactly, because he was alive in the 853rd century. It's like, yeah, I got time.
Lots of time.
Once Solaris is completed, he sucks up the Hourman virus from around the world, and it turns out the virus was actually Solaris's future self disguised as a virus. Once the program is downloaded, Solaris begins to produce a red giant photosphere to destroy Earth. Starman is able to stop him by creating a black hole inside Solaris, but Starman dies in the attack. Justice Legion Alpha then turns its attention towards saving the stranded Justice League of America. Since Starman's sacrifice left Steel's time machines spare, Superman decides to use it to punch through the time barrier to the 853rd century.
No, and that's not a metaphor. Literally punch.
Yes, he's literally.
Which is freaking awesome.
And you couldn't punch through a crystal wall, Superboy Prime.
That's right.
He's punching through 833 centuries. Oh, and then the Huntress gets an idea to help the JLA in the future.
Ooh.
Oh, I mean, again, I guess it's a smart plan, but it's like a lot of these guys should have figured it out. It's like, oh, hey, that's how far in the future we can set.
We can set some things in motion because it hasn't happened yet.
Exactly. That's what they should have did. They should have built. They're building Solaris. They should have been like, let's build a kill switch into this thing.
Yeah, a reboot switch. How about a naughty nice switch? I don't know. It was. I did like the last page where Kyle basically gets knocked, to Mars.
Yes.
Right. And he gets caught by these, giant red hands, which hey, it's part of the plan that we're about to find out about, right?
Who could be living on Mars, kids?
Martian, maybe? I don't know. Who could that be?
Man, I don't know.
We should hunt around for that.
That's right. Or we could just read the next issue.
Exactly.
All right, yeah, let's get to DC 1 million, number 4. November. Okay, before we get into this, what did you think about the covers on this main series?
You know,
I mean, I get the cool design, but don't they seem like a little plain?
they do, and you know, looking at them now from, you know, this was, from my understanding, this was the dawn of, you know, there were some older things, you know, like Batman that was completely computer generated. This was trying to look ultra modern, I think, with the computer generated stuff, and to look really, but looking at it from 2022, it looks kind of quaint, right?
Yeah, because like, yeah, these 4 main issues, it's like you get like a little picture on the bottom, whether it's the Justice Legion or like this number 4 to the sun, you know, that sun and stuff. But it's like the rest of it's just like, you know, like logo or just like a big number
4, yeah.
DC on the, yeah.
They look kind of quaint. I mean, it was new and cutting edge.
There's a lot of empty space on those covers.
It was kind of a new and cutting edge thing, I think, back then, but
yeah, trying to look hip
and with it. Yeah, like Poochie from The Simpsons right now. But, you know, I guess it looked cool then, but, you know, looking back, it does look kind of dated and, you know, faintly ridiculous. So,
oh my God, I just thought, did Grant Morrison? Okay, this is an old joke, kids. For those young ones, might not get this, but did Grant Morrison get the idea for the Hour Man virus from Y2K? The Y2K virus?
I don't even know if it was a twinkle in anybody's eye.
I know. Yeah, it's like 2 years out. It's like 2 years out. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess
a year, because 1999 into 2000. But yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there was a lot of buzz about it. I mean, I lived through it, but I don't remember when it really became an issue.
I'm trying to remember if there's any articles or anything. I don't know, but maybe Morrison took some ayahuasca and had like a vision.
Maybe. Who knows?
Some peyote, yeah. All right, so yeah, DC 1 million number 4. Oh God, Death Star.
Yeah, totally said that.
Oh my God, are they going to shoot him in the exhaust port? Since Solaris has never encountered a Green Lantern before, Kyle Rayner takes the lead in the attack, causing Solaris to go supernova. Oh yeah, because they're like, oh yeah, he's not going to be able to compute this because he's not going to see us, you know, causing a supernova in the middle of like this heavily populated, you know. Because, you know, Batman gives Kyle a pep talk. Yeah, Solaris goes supernova, and then containing the explosion, not the explosion, the supernova kids with his power ring. So yeah, Cal's doing that, and then Cal Kent, the future Superman, manages to punch through the time wall, and he helps Green Lantern. But Solaris is able to fire the kryptonite into the sun. But the kryptonite was swapped out for Green Lantern energy, giving Superman Prime a power ring, which he uses to destroy Solaris once and for all. All the heroes return home to their own times, and Kronos sabotages Vandal Savage's teleportation device to send him back to the Montevideo just before it's destroyed by Savage's Rocket Red Wars. And don't we see Vandal Savage after this?
Well, yeah, because that's his 853,000th century.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we know how he dies finally.
We know how he finally dies.
And hey, at least since the one good thing about always rebooting, we're never going to get the issue 1 million. So they're never.
No, we're never
this.
ever.
No.
You know, I don't think we're ever going to get to issue 76 again.
I know, not on Green Lantern. Jeez.
Yeah, there's been, how many number 76s there have been? Two.
Yeah. We've got close. That one series got the what, 60 something?
62 or 64 or 67, maybe something like
I
that.
think that's the closest we've got.
Yeah. That was pre-New 52.
I was gonna say no one really is at over 100 now, except for like Batman. But although it's weird because it's like everyone else is low, but Flash and Wonder Woman, they gave them back their legacy numbering. Yeah, so they're both of them are like 770 something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Very weird.
So yeah, but they even go into it, because I guess Cal's the only one who stays behind for a while to like watch, the whole Superman celebration.
Mm-hmm. Which brings back Lois, right?
Yeah, because there was like, well, they don't even say it, but yeah, they're like, oh yeah, there's DNA in Solaris, you have to save it. Yeah, and then like, is it like a robot body or what? I mean, what?
I don't know.
What is yeah, because Superman looks all gold, she looks all like silver or something, but yeah, so I don't know if they gave her some kind of containment. I don't know.
But they lived happily ever after.
I know. And it must have been a hell of a party because Cal was like, I can barely remember it. I passed out at some point. Our man brought me back.
Nice.
So basically, it was like a much more cosmic version of whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
Maybe, yeah.
Don't Superman and Lois step through like some kind of portal where, oh yeah, isn't it like they recreated Krypton or something?
Oh yeah, that's right. There's a new Krypton at that point. Yeah. It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
But it was.
It
wasn't boring.
There was a new Krypton under a yellow sun because that can't possibly go wrong.
Not at all. Which New 50? No, wait. This is post Rebirth, so I don't know what the continuity is at this point. But Green Lanterns fighting Kryptonians is really cool.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yes, one day we'll get to Hal Jordan versus Zod. Yes, we'll get there.
Zod.
I am Zod. But yeah, like I said, we could have taken a whole month and covered everything. But yeah, it would have been at least a month.
And this, I think.
And again, it wouldn't. A lot of it wouldn't pertain to Green Lantern, like all the Superman stuff, the Batman stuff, basically anyone else's book.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them.
Yep, and you really get the gist of the story.
Yeah.
From the main title, you don't get to see, what the Martian Manhunter is doing in his 1 million issue. You don't get to see a lot of stuff. You get kind of it explained to you as you go, right?
Yeah, and again, those core members like Superman, Batman, like we saw with Kyle, Flash, Wonder Woman, they're all in their own book, in their own issue. They did their little trial things, and then eventually they all get together in the Justice Legion's headquarters. Which was a bubble.
I think so. Yeah, 8 of those issues, those 36, 37 issues, are Batman and Superman because they were. Action Comics, Adventures of Superman, and Superman the Man of Steel all got 1 million issues. Batman, Shadow of the Bat. Oh wait, where?
Detective
Comics, and he may have only had 3.
I was going to say, was Legends of the Dark Knight on there? No,
I don't see Legends of the Dark Knight.
Because that's
Catwoman.
Catwoman
got one.
Catwoman's on there, Nightwing's on there, Robin's on there, Azrael's on there.
So those are all the Bat books.
Yeah. So yeah, you add up Superman and Batman, it's probably like half of those issues. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of that wouldn't pertain to Cal.
Exactly. Wow, I remember some of the. I mean, looking over this list, like Chase. Chase was an interesting series from the late '90s. That you just don't hear much about anymore. Impulse was an awesome series.
Yes.
Mark Waid, Humberto Ramos. Hitman was a kind of a cool series while it ran. And the Martian Manhunter series.
Yes.
I really loved the Spectre series that I think it was John Ostrander and Tom Mandrake did, and then once it wrapped after 60 issues or so, they moved on to the Martian Manhunter series, and it was them doing, the Martian Manhunter, and that Martian Manhunter series was great.
Yes. Yes, that was your
The 90s.
Your
The
snapshot
90s.
in 1998. Yes, that was your snapshot in November 1998, kids.
Yeah, and I've actually been meaning to go back and reread the Starman series.
Yes.
That came out of the 90s. That's
me too.
It's a beautiful book, and had it was it's kind of one of those critical hits back then, which and you don't really hear about it much anymore.
Oh yeah.
Of course, it was almost 30 years ago.
I know, but it's like all this new stuff's not as good as the old stuff. All right. Any other?
It's just different.
Yes. Yes. Different creative teams, different times, so we know.
Yep.
All right. Anything else on any of this?
It was a fun read. I had forgotten. Yeah, I mean, I read probably a lot of these 1 million issues when they came out, and I didn't remember much of them. So it was kind of a nice stroll down memory lane.
Yeah, I remembered some. It was a lot of the highlights, like Solaris and stuff. But I was like, oh yeah, Vandal Savage was in here too.
That's right. Morrison did go hard with him. Oh yeah, I was telling my buddy Adolf Hitler, like, oh wow, man. Oh,
I taught Hitler everything he knew.
Yeah. We get it. You're not nice. Nazis suck, and you suck too.
We get it. You're evil.
That's right.
We get it. It's like it's all like how much you tone down the evil a little bit,
Yeah, just a little bit.
How about news?
All right.
Tell us, Phil. What do we have going on next week?
Well, we kind of said a little bit, but yes, kids. Besides next week we'll cover Green Lantern number 107, which I believe is the cover of Cal handing that second ring to somebody.
Wonder who that could be.
At least on time traveling for like the 5th time in the last 2 months.
Exactly.
So yeah, Green Lantern 107, Green Lantern 3D number 1.
Oh wow, I barely remember that.
I know, me too. And Green Lantern Annual 7.
And
also, of course, that'll be like half the episode. The other half we will cover, yes, the new release, Green Lantern Beware My Power, starring Jon Stewart, and we'll be joined by special guest. You know her, Miss Lilith Hellfire.
You know her, you love her.
She's been on this show and she's all over the other shows. Yes, Miss Lilith Hellfire.
Bigger, harder, stronger.
That's her. And remember, kids.
Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business.
All right. So yes. So send your thoughts. Yeah, we got a lot next week. 3 issues, and then we're going to cover Beware My Power. So email us all the thought. Yeah. So email us all the thoughts. Green Lantern. CapesandLunatics at gmail.com. Say it's late. CapesandLunatics at gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Sector 2814 on Facebook, on Twitter. Join the Green Lantern Facebook fan group. Find all the various social medias for all the DC and Marvel shows we do on the Capes and Lunatics and the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks. And remember, September is coming. Lilith Hellfire will be out. So we're going to have a bunch of substitute hosts and some specials, like for Unlimited Justice. Mr. All Red here and I will be doing some Legion of Superheroes all in September. So,
which is really, really, really kind of on point. Since it's substitute, one of the great things about the Legion is there's this Legion of substitute heroes. Yes. So we're on point, man. We're on point.
And the first of the week, we're going to be doing the Great Darkness saga. I believe the Great Darkness is going to have a role to play in Dark Crisis. So
that's true. We're on it.
So yeah, kids, you're going to lose Lilith there for September, but you're going to be getting double dose of Will Allred. So
I'm sorry.
And also, if that's not enough Will Allred for you, 2 times in September over on the Capes and Lunatics feed. Will's going to be joining myself, Justin the Owl Osgood, and of course that Australian madman himself to 2 episodes. We're going to cover the entire 90s Wonder Man run, all 29 issues of it, and the 2 annuals. So,
which is a great run with awesome art. It's just awesome.
And of course, yes, that gentleman will be getting a show at some point. So yeah, we'll tell you who he is. All right, so all that's coming your way, and hit the subscribe button on the Patreon YouTube channel. The YouTube channel's free. Yes, everything we do goes over there, interviews, specials. So smash that subscribe button so you don't miss a second of it.
Smash it.
Again, Summer 69 is all there. And okay, now we get to the Patreon, because yes, we are all paying for this out of our own pocket. It's a labor of love. Every little bit helps. We appreciate it all, but $3 to $5 gets you the exclusive early access, the creator interviews, including Mr. DG Chichester himself.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
And oh my God, the Chichester chats, the August episode, we're going to be talking to him about the Dead Man's Hand crossover from Daredevil, Punisher, War Journal, and Nomad. Him and special guest Fabian Nitzaiza.
Wow.
Yes.
He was writing Nomad at that time.
Yes.
Nice.
He was like, Chichester's like, it's gonna go off the rails. He's like, where do you think Deadpool gets his mouth? He's like, it's gonna go off the rails. I'm like, okay. All right, so you don't want to miss that. So subscribe to the Patreon, and of course, superhero movie brackets, because Lilith Hellfire loves the man tears. Yes, the July episode coming soon, very, very soon, will be Halle Berry's Catwoman versus Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. And again, Lilith Hellfire demanded for the Green Lantern episode that Mr. Will Allred join us. So yes, it'll be your regulars, me, Lilith, Kristen, and Charlie, and Mr. Will Allred. So
she loves pain.
She's putting all 5 of us through this pain now. Yes, so so subscribe to the Patreon so you get that you don't want to miss that episode. And of course, Capes and Lunatics merchandise. Are you cool enough? Pick it up, kids. Bury it now. Maybe people will find it in the 853rd century. So find all that at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And speaking of a legacy that will last to the 853rd century, Mr. Matt Kona. Hopefully we can get him back here soon. But until then, follow him all through time and space at Matt Kona, MATTKONA. He's the man, the myth, the legend. And speaking of legends, Mr. Will Allred, master of the Green Lantern Corps, master of the Quantum Zone, master of the Kickstarter comics, including Crossover Division, and all the podcasting. Where can people find all your stuff?
You could find me at Wallred. That's at WALLRED. Gmail and Twitter and Facebook and other social media that I probably forgot that I set up. You can also find Crossover Division at crossoverdivision.com. We have a little 3 days and 2 hours left on the campaign while we're recording this. So it's getting to that point. It's fun on the Kickstarter because at 3 days, when it hits at exactly 3 days, it changes over to hours. So suddenly you have 72 hours left. And then it starts counting down the hours. It's really kind of scary. But we're doing real well. So if you want to check the Kickstarter out, you can go to crossoverdivision.com/KS or /Kickstarter, and it'll take you to the campaign. If you want to check out Diary of Night, which is another another comic that I've written, you can go to diaryofnight.com. And like Phil said, I do another podcast weekly on Friday nights. It's called Explain Yourself, and I do that with writer Kevin Joseph. And we talk to comics creators that use Kickstarter and showcase their running projects. It's a lot of fun. And finally, because you have obviously good taste, that must mean you also love Quasar, which who doesn't? If you want to find out more about Quasar, you can check it out at the Quantum Zone at quantumzone.org.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
I love that quote.
Seems like I'm getting a package every other day.
Oh my god, I forget what we were talking. We were talking about something. I think it was orifices or something. And Lilith was like, "Hit the drum!"
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
That is an awesome quote from. Wait, what was the character that said that during?
Was it Triton of the Inhumans?
I don't know. It might have been. It might have been. Part of me wants to look it up, but the other part of me is like, I want to forget Star Blast, so I don't want to look it up.
It was one of those Fantastic Four issues. It was like I think it was somebody like Triton or Tiger Shark. It was somebody.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say, kids, I mean, by the time this hits the podcast, I mean, Will's Kickstarter will be over. But I mean, follow this man because I mean, this is for issue 4. I know there's going to be an issue 5 coming. So follow this man. If you can't get on board for issue 4, stay tuned. I'm sure issue 5 will be coming.
Mm-hmm. And in fact, even if you do miss the Kickstarter, while we're waiting on production to finish, there will be a pre-order store available via Backer Kit. So that'll be on the Kickstarter page itself. You'll be able to click there and go to the pre-order store and pick and choose some things if you want them.
And again, if you're looking for Kickstarters to back up, also, listen to Will's other podcast, man.
Lots of good stuff on Kickstarter these days. A whole lot of good stuff.
All right, so see, look, kids, I'm humbled to be sitting here with this man. All right, where's my fancy buttons at? Okay, here we go. That's right, kids. If this story wasn't big enough for you, next week we do 3 comics. We do the new animated movie, and we give you Lilith Hellfire. Come on.
What more could you want?
All this for free. That hammer of podcasting we call Lilith Hellfire. Come on.
The Velvet Hammer.
Hammer of justice. All right, kids. Join us next time. And remember, punch your way through time. It's a bumpy ride. Good night.